There are quite a few protests against what Trump did in Venezuela by removing their quote unquote president Maduro. There's just one problem. There's no Venezuelans at these protests. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the pro-Maduro, anti-Trump protests that are happening all over the country. Now, this is hilarious because from what I see, there are no Venezuelans at these protests. The Venezuelans love what Trump did. The Venezuelans have been waiting for 26 years at least for this to happen. They've been needing some external help for a long time because Venezuela is a good country, good people, but they don't really have enough to go up against China, Iran, Russia, all of what they got going on. So they pretty much been up under their thumb by way of Chavez and Maduro and the whole situation. It's been a mess. So from what I see, the Venezuelans are happy. Now, some are not happy. And before I get into who's not happy, let's just give you a reminder of how the Venezuelans feel. Just right quick so we understand what's going on. They're having a great time out there in the streets. A fantastic time. Nobody's out there crying, oh, Trump shouldn't have did that. Oh, he's an imperialist. Oh, they're going to take the oil. It's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. Now, let's get into some of the protests, the quote unquote protests. And I'm going to have this with the sound off. I just want you to see the communist flag. So that tells you all you got to know right there. Okay.
Launched a massive criminal bombing campaign on the.
And you see these signs, no U.S. war, like a lot of these signs, see that right there? This looks like it's something that was professionally made. And for a long time, I was a graphic designer guy, print guy. I know these banners, signs, posters, etc. cost a lot of money. And this means, in my humble opinion, there's money behind it. See this right here? FRSQ. Who funds that? Who's behind that? Is that a George Soros type operation? And it's not just George Soros. There's a bunch of George Soroses that exist all over the world. But this is obviously inorganic. A bunch of white liberals in the USA drinking Starbucks, not Venezuelan. My primary concern would be with Venezuelan people about Venezuela rather than white liberals in the USA on an iPhone, you know, playing dress up, getting paid to stand out in the cold for a few hours. OK, that's what this looks like to me. Now, let's keep going here. This is going to be a street interview and people are being asked, hey, would you rather have Maduro or Trump? Like, what's going on? Check it out. And of course, I will link to everything in the box.
Would you trade Trump for Maduro?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think Trump, I think Maduro was democratically elected.
Probably, yeah. Sure.
More than likely, yes, of course.
If there's a Nicolas Maduro out here who's going to bring us to revolution, I will support that movement.
I would rather have a bus driver in charge than a billionaire, okay? Let's put it that way.
Nicolas Maduro could come and be our president?
Yeah.
Oh, any day. Any day. Look, all the check marks are there. He's not white. Okay, he's a minority. Okay. He looks a little too much like Saddam Hussein, though.
Hey, I'm glad my man on the street, Uncle Bum, sir, drinks a lot. I'm glad that he was able to recognize that because I saw the same thing. Okay, but this is out there, I believe, New York. You can see what's happening. Now, let's keep on moving here. Let's keep moving. Here you have someone from Venezuela who just happened upon one of these so-called protests, and she wants to give her 2 cents. Okay, let's check it out.
I heard you're from Venezuela.
Yes, I'm come from Venezuela.
And you don't agree with any of these people here, right?
No, I'm not agree. I'm not agree with Trump because Trump helped to my country obtain the libertad.
Can I ask you, there's a bunch of Americans here who have never
lived in a communist and socialist country with a socialist government.
So Americans are protesting here against the arrest of Maduro. They've never been to Venezuela before in their life, and you have, but they stand against the Venezuelan people. How do you feel about that?
I feel happy. We're so happy.
or in Margarita Island or in the Llanos? How do the people in the Llanos feel about that?
Are you
I'm
living?
asking you the
No,
question.
I'm asking you.
Have you been to Venezuela? Have you been to
I lived for
Venezuela?
the last
But I know about
21
that.
years in Venezuela with a communist and socialist government.
So-
Your guys
and
don't
let me-
have idea
Let me give you
about
some
the
advice.
communists.
Let me give you some advice.
You don't have idea.
Let me give you some
The
advice real
communists.
quickly. All these people in shirts are going to surround you here in a second. They're going to try and drive you out over there where you perceive to be you have your freedom of speech amendment. You're more than welcome to be anywhere you want to, express anything that you want to, and continue to do that. Don't listen to any of these people in these orange shirts. They're all paid organizers and protesters
Yes, for
by
sure.
communist
You
activists.
don't have
So
Look, there go those same signs again that we saw from the first one. See, look. See that right there? It looks like the same style. It may be a different sign, but it's the same style from the same people. So it's probably the same money funding all of this.
You don't have
So-
idea. Let me something.
I think
Let
everybody's
me
a
tell
volunteer
you
here.
something. Let me
Do you
tell
have
you
anybody
something.
who's-
You
Yes.
don't
Do you know
have
Democrat
any
Socialists of America?
idea.
Yeah. I've heard about
They
that.
have a collective bargaining agreement with the Communication Workers of America. No, don't go over there.
If you can experiment, if you want to experiment, go to Cuba. Go to Cuba. Live in Cuba.
Where's Cuba? Isn't Cuba going to be isn't it a dictatorship?
Yeah, but one problem with a lot of these so-called protesters, okay, you got two things going on. You got the paid people who don't know anything, and then those who are not paid who also don't know anything. The common denominator, ignorance. People don't know anything, they're uneducated, and they go out there and speak as if they know what they're talking about when they don't. They do not. Now, this was the funniest. And you see the title that they put on it. Shout out to these individuals. Pro-Maduro protester knows nothing about Maduro. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot make this stuff up. Let's watch.
What do you know about Nicolas Maduro?
I don't know much, bro, but I'm here with Central CSO, and we.
Now, Central CSO, what's that? I don't know much about Nicolas Maduro, but I'm out here with CSO. Is that your employer? Did you give your employer a shout out? I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's what it sounds like. And if it's not, I can't tell. Let's keep on going.
Fight against all this, with like the Trump administration.
Just Orange Man bad. At the end of the day, Orange Man bad.
Police brutality. So we're just here in support of all that right now.
And what does Maduro have to do with all that?
Shit, bro. But we're here in support.
I mean, it makes sense. Nicolas Maduro is responsible for almost 8 million people leaving Venezuela, like a quarter of their population over the last decade. I mean, he's contributed a lot, right?
Yeah. But we just here supporting. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Go Nicolas Maduro. Can we do that? Let's do it. Go. No.
This guy has no clue what's happening, and then he did do it. If you saw it at the beginning, look.
Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah, there we go. Go Nicolas Maduro. Okay, a dictator who crippled the country. I mean, like, the Venezuelan people hate him unless you are a loyalist in the government working with him or a different country. You hate him. That's just the reality of the situation. Now, here is a protest with some of them same signs. I don't know if it's all in the same location or in different places, but you see the same sign going on.
It's stupid because they don't know what's going on in Venezuela. They don't from Venezuela.
We're outside the federal detention center in Brooklyn where Venezuela's Nicolás Maduro and his wife Celia Flores are being held. And we are seeing dozens of people right outside chanting no bombing Venezuela and no war on Venezuela, demanding the U.S. to release the couple immediately.
I think President Maduro should be returned to Venezuela and the United States should stop meddling in the Caribbean and in Venezuela.
So far, I have not seen any Venezuelan nationals in this protest. On the other hand,
Hey, shout out to NBC for keeping it all the way real. So far, I have not seen any Venezuelan nationals in this protest. That right there and that alone should tell you all you need to know. That's all you need to know right there. If this was truly about the Venezuelan people and wanting to help the Venezuelan people, why are there no Venezuelans at this particular protest? Make it make sense. Let's play that one more time, just in case you didn't hear it. And we see, you already see the stereotypical, look, You can't write this any better. It has everything in it. It has everything. But let me keep on going.
Meddling in the Caribbean and in Venezuela.
So far, I have not seen any Venezuelan nationals in this protest. On the other hand, Venezuelans in the community here in New York City are celebrating the capture of Nicolás Maduro.
We don't want Maduro go back to Venezuela. He has to stay here. If they are not from Venezuela, they really don't know what happened in Venezuela.
Nicolás Maduro and his wife spent the night inside of this federal detention center in Brooklyn while they await to see a federal judge to be formally arraigned on narco-terrorism charges, and that could happen as soon as Monday.
There we go. So shout out to the reporter. I believe he's from Honduras. So he's not far from Venezuela. The Central America, you know, you're a couple of countries. You got Belize and Panama in between. So he's not that far away. He's a Latin American. He understands what's happening in Latin America. And from what I'm able to see, all of Latin America and even like Spain, even they are celebrating what has happened in Venezuela with Maduro being captured by the U.S. government. Now, as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to all the Venezuelans. Hey, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying what's happening. I hope this starts a real revolution. You get Maduro out of there, get his team out of there, and really get back to the way things were before Chavez and them took over. Because we had a partnership, U.S. Venezuela, things were going well, the country was doing well. And then when the communists took over, when China, Russia, Iran took over, things went downhill very quickly. Communism never ever works. It always fails. The people always suffer, and they always want to go back to the way things were before communism came in. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion on this whole situation with the so-called protests against what President Trump did in Pro-Maduro, in which no Venezuelans are actually present at? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This just underlines my point that I've been saying from the beginning when this whole thing happened. The Venezuelans want this. They want it. Whenever I'm looking at a thing that happens in the world to a specific people, I want to hear from those people. And if 99.99% of them say, yeah, we like this, it's cool, we're not worried about the oil, it's fine because the Iranians got it and we're not even benefiting from it. If they're saying that, then who am I to come in and say that they don't know any better? To me, that makes no sense. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.